One. You're live.
Oh my gosh.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Oh, wow. Look at all of you. It's a full house. Not. Look at all those people that aren't here. No, don't. No, don't. I came all this way to start this show. I came deep into the heart of Eugene, Oregon, into the depths of the Whitaker, into the deeper depths of Cush Cafe. Look at all of you. New faces, old faces, brand spanking new tales from the heart and the deep subconscious. I could count every grain of sand in a solid handful, and there would still be more subjects. We face an era where human expression can come in more forms than ever. Painting, drawing, running, walking, dancing, singing, virtual reality singing, fight knocking, kung foolery, and even poetry. Oh, poetry! Oh, sweet poetry. I commend all of you brave enough to venture deep into the sexy underbelly of this fine establishment. Your courage keeps this alive. You who step onto the stage must understand there is a necessary code. The code is express yourself, open up, but please try not to bleed on my stage. I detest having to clean up blood. Currently, Page 2 Poetry is the only weekly open reading in Eugene, Oregon, and certainly the only one at Cush Cafe in the heart of the Whitaker. For those of you who are new, I am James Otter, host and overlord extraordinaire. By stepping onto this stage, you consent to be live streamed onto Page 2 Poetry's YouTube. You get 7 minutes, though tonight I might make a 30-second exception. You don't have to use them all, but when the alarm goes off, so too must you. Please silence all cell phones and do not interrupt the performer. This is a welcoming, loving community. So inhale courage, exhale love. Don't blow in the microphone. With all that said and done, I would like to start us off with a brand new spanky new poem. Can I get a fuck yeah?
Fuck yeah!
Can I get a fuck yeah?
Fuck yeah!
Fuck yeah, fuck yeah. Anyway, so it's Cinco de Mayo. So here's on to Cinco de Mayo. Whoop-de-doo. Sunday on Cinco de Mayo. Nothing on TV. Not that I was watching anything worthwhile to begin with. So I decided instead, today would be a fine day to spark something up. Maybe catch the last trickle of the river before it dries up one last time. Staring at the dead fish left me thinking, maybe, just maybe, there's something in the water. Something nasty. Something everybody, including myself, has been ingesting. The sky stank like sawdust, and a sickly green clouds, and a lemon meringue sunset. This creek, once a river, with more garbage than the dump. Oily dark rainbows drift hideously beneath my Doc Marten stomp boxes. Aggressive seagulls, bone white thistles silently waiting for a lit match to set this dump on fire. Paranoia is the driving force in this place, where the plants grow oily and black, where the dirt is orange and my boots track it all around the historic district, like Cheeto dust on a long smashed keyboard. It's so dry out, my feet crack, and all I can see is red. Even with the green sky, this town is so dull. Somebody already painted it red, and then the red faded into pink. I'm not questioning the realism of this place. How, in a town so well populated, is there not a single soul? I dare step on the same sidewalk with overgrown yards, and the one I wonder is the silent one who stalks the streets. I've spotted him once, a poor fellow with a nasty skin condition. If there were people who said things, I would gather the one with the tiny hands and the one with no eyebrows. This town ain't big. Not really. Not on days when the sun comes out. On days when it's foggy. Suddenly, everybody is outside, barbecuing and laughing and talking and reminiscing. Not to me. Not to a guy who still has his baby teeth in a jar. Superstition is the oldest form of flattery. In a place where the dogs don't bark, kids don't live here. Adults can't leave here, and I seldom go down to the river. Today, boredom had conquered my world, and curiosity leaped out my front door. Before long, fear spoke its piece about why it didn't want to see any harm come to any cats, because curiosity may have the tenacity to interact with them. My shadow grows by 10 feet. A deadly buzz interrupts my nothing thoughts. Today is Cinco de Mayo. Thousands of empty bottles broken. The glare of the glass reminded me of all the times I used to party, all the times I used to throw up. What lovely thoughts. I'm looking for my lucky bottle, the one that's full. No luck. Bad luck, actually. Yellow and black angry clouds swarm around me. The trickle thins out. I approach deep, stagnant pools filled with frog eggs and mosquito reunions. Even in this drought, I find something pretty to look at. Something beyond reason. Something green, fluttery. And they met me in hell. I thought picking up another empty bottle would be a good idea. This one was rum. I dripped the last amber drops, stale and warm, sugary and awful. The blood of diabetics. Disgusting. Malaria sounds all right sometimes. Maybe if I had that disease, I could bring my family back together. I kick an empty bottle of Old English with a growl and a whistle. A mangy mutt with chocolate patchy fur, hunger-driven, approaches. Among all the empty vessels, a glass bottle of hot sauce. My hand tremors with adrenaline. Conk! Hot dog. Now I run, and into town I go, past garbage fires and drunken barbecues, past nothing. I never left the river. I just left myself. And that's okay. I'm not alone down here. Blue and red lights greet me. The park closed hours ago. It's not really Cinco de Mayo unless somebody gets arrested. Whatever, 3 more days in the clique. Only the cop didn't have a face. It was all helmet. And the jail didn't have a door. Just walls and oh God, thank goodness I fell asleep in the creek bed. God damn, this place is loopy. The water here is different. It glimmers dark green, and the sun shines propane blue, and the shadow stands above me. I'm floating. When did this happen? I heard once when I was a kid that the spirit of the river is known to live in the bottles at the bottom of the riverbed, and that spirit will one day take me. This is better than nothing. I still don't care what happens, because maybe the river will dry up completely and I will get to go home. I don't care either way. It's peaceful here.
Oh,
Thank you very much. Oh, that was wonderful. I survived the journey into my own madness. Hey, Andrew, come on up here. Let's give it up for Andrew.
Andrew!
Woo!
Written at Starbucks this last Saturday, really stoned. A manifesto of humanitarian religion. I'm not saying there is no God, but I'm saying you can have an unevolved conception of a God that is odd, including all notions of anyone or anything burning eternally, except in the fires which energize and enlighten the night. But fearful men were writing books which shook the hooks of fear in those who into the dark, dark jungle peered, passed into what was revealed in trailing luminescence, looking for the essence and hoping that it is bright. So in human sight, the holy sun would conquer o'er the night. So we may hold tight in a security blanket full of fright, and demons lurking like goblins in the inherited dogma's fictional implications, until we truly ask the Lord for the nations. For why should we sink into the sea to satisfy some masochist's madness, churning, yearning for justice into such majestic lunacy, to torture the crazy of you and of me, like, oh yes, I'm a sadistic fuck, 'cause I won't assure you bliss forever in heaven, but after death a hell is filled with victims of God's wrath, doomed unending eternal persecution and gnashing of teeth. That's a civilized opinion worth teaching to our children. Feels like I'm in a fantasy where humanity makes up for the incompetence of deity to ever produce everlasting uncorrupted gladness. In this imaginary direction we call progress, to free us from the death grip, truth stripping effect of ego strife on intellect. A certain line of rationale snorted, butchering children as we speak, bleeding out the neck like feigned necessary animal sacrifice. Into the fire for Moloch, philosophical purgatory of post-modernity, redeeming the foolishness of ancestry with relativity, which makes some sense except to explain the commonalities across continental boundaries between planes in morals and in mystics, which arise spontaneously unexplained from the abyss, like patterns of philosophical physical symmetry, which Martin Luther King and Gandhi preached followed an upward trajectory. But whom would dare to satisfy the superego's courtroom-esque need for existential compensation, acquitting the guilty? Would it be the one and only Jesus Christ? Legendary Son of God, wine bibber, friend of prostitutes and sinners, whose carpenter's hands were nailed by an unevolved religion colonized by an unevolved government, both of them effervescent in their superstition, both doing what Tao would advise against but apparently not prevent. If it were Jesus Christ, he would understand the Gospels are too saturated in filth to comprehend the man. So vague a vision, every Krishna could be him coming again. Therefore, transcendent grace should be applied to even this thought, if one were to simply need it after all. And so, my dear, dear beloved, lover of God, I find it much more spiritual and clearly less odd to revel in what is not overly much more or less than could be felt and said of any human being, unencumbered by an ideology of counterfeit encrypted love. And this mere religion, I declare, is now here, as in here now, merely in the car going by this cafe and in my coffee, in rain and sun and what gets designated good and evil. Each poem about divinity, a photograph damned to never fully capture the picture. The ideas are clear, but what does that look like? enjoying the psychedelic sunset give way to moonlit flames, the most obvious resurrection, the appearance of the next day, on in the sacrosanct movie theater of dramatized theology, every second ticking, unlocking what is possible longer than our count. And I need not affirm more than this insight to account for what I am surrounded by, ex nihilo, ex cathedra, from my soul, to be spiritual or to continue with the seasons passing by, also so merrily. What are you? The sacredly mundane and perfectly profane changing into the next day USA in the sky. But if there would be mercy in the real country today, I think we must birth it from beyond and give to one another in the apprehensible church of cosmos, from whence we each reach inside for that. This I confess by creed to be the holy temple of our consciousnesses, where love was crucified, permitted this image of the landscape of the psyche, Carl Jung. In the magic of physics called quantum, Einstein, every action a brand new resurrection, Newton, with an impulse from history to bring together God and love, St. Francis, and also to free the black hole of the heart from unsatisfactoriness, Buddha, who out of wedlock brought a sword into the world, Spinoza, the sword of reason, come to cut the old God down, can carve a great idol of truth, and yet Sir Bertrand Russell, the part that brought the word that brought the God, and the God that brought the word will not die. Friedrich Nietzsche, he and she survives in you and I, Joseph Campbell. The story itself is divine, Sigmund Freud, and also very sexy. The human goods are for free. With or without religion, I believe, per se, aka an evolved religion, should bespeak the true efficacy of this fact and not the KKK or even the Christian conservatives' culture war crusade against women, other races, and gays, because that shit is crazy, yo. Just obviously not okay. Words spoken by an ex-Bible thumper turned student of theology who's been there and back, who doesn't need the mythology to be literally true, to die in lack of discontent or malcontent. Socrates, martyr to the undermining nature of the question, savior of reason in the ground. Science has found something, but we cannot answer quite accurately what we have found. Alan Watts, Derrida, St. Paul, Origen the heretic. As we directly experience what is true, what is elusive, we cannot capture it in a petri dish of finite mind, a holy breed of skepticism bred with the asceticism of John Lennon.
Is that the end?
Whoa!
Pretty much.
Oh,
Give him a break. How many people we got here?
Oh no, it's got like only, it's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
You'll whisper them to us later.
Oh, I heard whispering ears.
You can finish.
That wasn't the end.
That was awesome.
That was awesome.
That was awesome.
That was fantastic.
That
But
was awesome, man. That was epic indeed.
that was very epic. Well done. Sorry I had to pull you off.
You're good.
That was fantastic. Thank you, Andrew. All right, come on up here, Mo.
You could have had 2 more minutes.
Woo!
Oh,
Wait, can you do that? That sounds like something that can be done.
I could donate to them.
Sounds complicated.
Donate minutes.
Plus, I can tell you on Saturday at Starbucks, that wouldn't have been what I was doing. You are good, Andrew.
Thanks for bringing a good story.
It's a hard one to follow. Betty Rose. If I can see. I can't see. I can't see. Unwanted baby. Hush. Little creepy darling. Grandma loves her baby girl. Nighttime vigil by her crib. Spoiled rotten. Come play with me. Less wanted sister hopes to play. Okay, cowboys and Indians it is. Brother shoots you first. You must play dead all day. Lie quiet under the swings. Those are the rules. Break the rules and fall in love. That handsome Navy boy who drinks too much proposed to you all bold with beer courage. You still in curlers, bobby socks, no makeup. Beautiful bride. Man, you loved that man. Love doesn't conquer all. Threadbare womb, hit, many misses, miss, fatal miss. Hit, miss, too many misses to count. More misses than hits, hard to say. Jitterbug to Lawrence Welk in the basement on Saturday nights. Take off bet, he would say as you spun free, sweating and breathing hard. Hard as hell, spun free, doubtful. That stupid war, that strangling booze. Landmines exploding everywhere, too many wars to survive. Casualties of war we were. No night in White Horse that one. Stupid Steve. Great name for the greaser. Daddy served on a destroyer. Steve the destroyer. Stupid paradox. Destroyed? Nope, don't count you out. Down for the count? For sure. Rise up, Betty Rose. Betty Rose sat on a tack. Betty Rose. Childhood poetry. Write a poem for me, you asked, but I couldn't imagine the words. Angry girl child, so much anger. Tamped down, shoved down, such unfocused anger. Silent rage. For the sake of silent, I said I would. No intention, forgot on purpose, forgot. Knew I would not do it, purposeful forgetting. I liked forgetting power. Forgive or forget? No, real forgiveness if all I do is forget. I test remembering. We swung good and bad, back and forth, till once and for all, mercy, the pendulum wore itself out, worn out. Too tired to fight all these years and miles, looking for a safe place to pull over, to dump it all. The loss, the anger. Remember to look underneath, I whisper, hide and seek to find the love. Sometimes things are hidden. Search hard, harder. Easter egg hunt, fill that basket with love memories, girl. Patent leather shoes polished with Vaseline. 45 records at 3 a.m. Wake up, sleepyheads. Lunch dates with cloth napkins, martinis, and olives. Pushing the car out of gas again and again. Push up the window sash, let in the fresh air of right remembering. Writing about my mom with honesty is getting less hard each time I do it. The remembering is in the doing. Just do it. Just wish I had done it 30 years before. Before you died too young and afraid, holding onto the pain and fear of leaving a legacy that you never had a chance to rewrite. So I will write it for you. Fly free, little mama. Soar even.
Fly free.
Whoa, that was a tough one to read.
It was?
Tough to read.
Well, it was very beautiful. It sounded incredibly personal. I commend you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Come on up here, Josh.
All right.
Let's give a warm round of applause to Josh.
Again, we have the tablet.
Look at you
And the
all, new
glasses.
age.
Well, I was telling Mo earlier, a friend of mine who studied at Stony Brook told me about Aztec definitions. And an Aztec definition is where you sort of describe the thing, and by its description, you define it. So this is called arrival. South first. I am in the desert. It is in the desert that the great whirlwind pulls me up, buffeting, bruising, hurling me through waves of debris. I swim in debris. I am thrown through cactus, through gravel, earth, the ruins of men and their works. I am buffeted until I can see no more, nor less, just an effervescing, multilingual chant. I am lifted through the heart of music until I float like misty sunlight in misty sunlight, floating at the crest of the wind, wondering at that zenith how in terror I would descend.
Wow.
And let's see the next page. I've read that one, read that one, read that one. Oh, yeah. I wrote a poem called Last Wishes, which I'll get into way down the pike. This is called First Wishes. First Wishes.
Whatever.
I wish to be reborn into the light every day. I wish to awaken every day as the spring awakens from the winter, as the shoot awakens from the earth, as flight awakens from wings. I wish to love my poor words, to see them fly as strong messengers, as graceful birds, into the traitorous arms of hope. I wish only for another season, another breath, another heartbeat full of lies. I wish to fly, bird-like, into the loving arms of the harvest, where there is still unsullied hope and unsullied dreams. And let's see, oh yeah, this one. I actually asked a friend, can I read this to people? He said, yeah, sure, go ahead and read it to them. It's called Love Again. Would you love again, knowing what you know now? That love will run away, bored with the sameness and comfort of 1,000 nights, run to hide its beautiful face in the trees, in the sidewalks, in the lost light of stars, because the joy is too strong, or too weak, or made thin with time and the mundane. Love lives on the drug of newness, always seeking, always singing, always wanting the heady rush. It is not until love mellows and grows full of ashes that it gains a new name, which cannot be spoken.
Oh, wow.
True that. Oh man. Okay, I want to do a quick poll. Okay. Okay, poets. How many of you are planning on putting out a book?
I've done it.
I know you've done it. I think all of you should write books because I want to read all your books.
Yeah.
Let's give another round of applause to Josh. So I'm gonna make a shout out. Hey Jesse! Jesse, you're up. You're up. Come on.
Hi, Jesse.
Come on up here. Wherever you are. Come out, wherever you are.
Jesse.
Let's see.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, Jesse.
All right, Jesse. Well, too bad.
Bottom.
So I'm gonna ask another poll. Since there's so few of us, how do you guys feel about doing 2 rounds?
Oh, reading a second?
Yeah.
If I can find one, I would.
There you go.
I would do 2 rounds. Fuck yeah, man. Let's do
Fuck
it.
yeah. Fuck yeah.
Hands
Anyway.
are up there.
All right. That being said, I know she's waiting. Come on up here, Karen.
Karen!
Come on. There we go. That's what I'm talking about.
I didn't bring my base with me if I were there, but you know.
We can bring it to you. I mean, we're close
No,
by.
it's okay. I can't really play because I promised Josh I wouldn't make noise. But
Here, you want me to get
I don't
that for
mind.
you?
I got it. Oh, fine.
You wouldn't make
Oh,
noise.
thank you, Josh.
There we go.
Yeah, wrong, Josh.
So, in celebration of the 5th of May in Mexican hand-spun history, I say, para con Dios. What I want to say tonight is coming straight from my feet to my heart and my head. I don't know why I can't meet your eyes, but here it comes. My destination was unsure. I stood upon the silent glass, tipped slightly to the left of my soul, where I could drink the moments and watch time pass. Now, I wrote a poem, and I lived that poem. And my life is a venture of words and sounds and sights of my mind that I could never express. But in the destiny of which I stand, tipped to one side, waiting to arrive in some measure or another. And yet, as I look upon this place that I walk, this world that I command with every breath I take, and yet I know I'm an illusion of that breath. I am actually no more than the sound that my soul of my feet and the soul of my existence and my transparency is more than thin ice. I melt before you, and I yet wonder if there is more, that the tears that have swollen down my cheeks and the tears that ebb from your soul to mine, wherever I am, I cannot stand the illusion any longer that I'm separate from you and the invariable world that I can not actually touch, that the eyes upon me that stare and burn are also so very tender and yielding. I cannot be myself any longer without hiding against some sort of wall. And when I face that wall and I see myself reflected, a shadow, a facelessness of time, what am I? There's something that extends somewhere in the middle of this form. And yet, is that a form really? Am I not formless? Am I not timeless? Am I not the essence of what I am? Not, and yet I am. I don't know any longer. Something is keeping me attached to, what is this? I'm in here, or I'm out here, I have no idea. My play goes on within and without me, and I can constantly see the movement as the props go hurrying by. As I walked with a shopping cart yesterday to my home, I didn't realize I was moving. I thought, of course, the cars rushed past me and time was actually at my feet, but I could not understand how it could all be. And then it is, and then it still becomes something that I cannot understand. train goes forth, north and south, east and west. Upward to the sky I reach my heart to the highest, and cannot touch that pudding in front of me that actually immensely extends. Where I am now, back on the earth, I suppose. I don't know, I feel like I'm a passing cloud. And perhaps when I die, I'll be no more than this. But just the same, I use this vehicle. I'm not sure if it's really flesh and blood any longer. I think there are immense wires, and I am a current of electricity. What else can I be? I'm only an electrical charge. Some orgasmic relation that came from that great vagina in the sky. Perhaps I am a multiple orgasm. Perhaps I'm always coming, and my life is more than just an essence of electricity. It is a light that comes and emanates from within, extends through the blackness of the holes in the sky, each finger waving a hello, a goodbye. And there I am. Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, thank you. Oh, wow. Wow.
You were in the zone, Karen.
That was profound.
Zone.
This has all been profound. I love these.
Yeah.
I love these. So how y'all feel about a round two? You guys feeling
I
pretty
don't have a
good?
round two, but I'll listen.
You'll listen?
Do it, I'll listen.
Well,
I'm
okay.
not
I got another poem.
I'm
You know?
a cheater.
I mean,
Otter.
oh yes. Yes.
The crowd.
Hold on. Let me make an entrance. I don't know question. What do perfection and freedom have in common? In order to achieve either, everything must be lost. Caving in, flooding the petting zoo, empty your pockets, burn your receipts. We all float here. Circus of balloon animals. There's only one way. It's the only route to take out of the city, into the woods. There's no room for doing good or bad. Smoke me a brand new blanket. Smash, crash, smash. Fuck, steal, fucks, fuck Steven, no fucks. Neck deep in the jungle, danger on the horizon. Nobody cares. Shave with a razor blade. Obey no other to get paid. Boss the sauce. Spit in the wind. It's over. Flies and rhinos both have skin I need to wish I had. Objectively speaking, we are all just chickens with human faces, drinking pond scum, working in an office dash. Suppose I leave the tuna out just long enough to cook some rice. It's all just rice, frozen on ice. Head lice, melatonin, I'm owning the world. The whole fucking world. Rot in the wind, motor oil smoothies good enough for me. Never wake again. Punch and keep punching. The wall still stands. Oh man, this is all out of order. I love this.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I was fighting for a world of sound where the sinks don't drip and armpits grow on trees. Maybe it was the drugs or the lack of oxygen, but something had me turning blue. Spitting fits of posture and balanced composure, I felt myself running overtime. A bank with no vaults. Leak like an onion on the street. Leak leak like an onion on the street. Come on, everybody. Leak, leak, leak like an onion on the street. There we go. Perfect. Feels change like the weather. My feels are always changing like the weather, sometimes for the better. But I tend not to wear sweaters. I think they're khakis on me. Blah, 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 reflection time. Who's that in the mirror? Holy crap, they have a coat hanger. All right. There we go. There we go. All right, that's page 2 poetry for you, babies. Thank you, everyone who made it out. Thank you so very much. I greatly appreciate it, you know.
Don't we get more of the rest?
Oh, wait, what's that? What's that? Is it really over? No, because we get another poem from Andrew. Come on up here, mister.
Round 2, deja vu. How about you? So the last thing, all you missed off the other poem was it went bred with the asceticism of John Lennon, the paradox of a generation, the religion of irreligion. So yeah, that's sometimes I write really long. Don't know how to have those sermon days, man. So this one I wrote right after reading Friedrich Nietzsche's Twilight of the Idols, and it's called Darwin Removed These Chains. I read it here like a year ago. Okay. Instinct like a bowel movement must be let out, must pin the superego to get her done. This struggle brings the animal out of us. Soldiers die, casualties to Darwin's maker. There is a time for war, said the preacher. Not a time of war, a time for war. A time to purge ourselves with struggle, to find again our resilience, that we are animals deified by opposable thumbs. And Greeks obsessed with the power-filled phallus come to a time of testing, bursting forth life gods, the guardians of nations, the ones who make room for poets to see vulvas in roses and rock formations. Mother Nature, a cruel nun, striking hands with rulers, giving tests first and then lessons. Color struggle, looking over brown picket fences. The dictatorship of the proletariat, come long last, power changes, hefty hands, a slut for all who prove themselves worthy. Empires miscarried, fall pitiful into dirty toilets, and nations like yogurt seem to have an expiration date. Sinners lay down their swords for saints to take them up and slay them there, and the stories of it all boil up to power. And this sin seems to be our salvation, for when we need strength, then we become strong, and wrong and right are secondary. Power is the engine that drives people. Like brute beasts gridlocked on tax reform, antlers locked battling for Mona Lisa, for Monica Lewinsky, driven by a desire for how it must feel to be on top. Like animals deified by architecture, forks and spoons and guns, rationality, language, opposable thumbs. And I bet you've never thought of how much religion deifies us.
Wow.
Our belief in God makes us gods as we suck the yellow blood from beneath native feet and delicately wipe our lips. As we patrol oily Middle Eastern blood, Abu Ghraib blurs lines of distinction over who the terrorists are. As we see the animal in Hiroshima and grimace and worship before what we are capable of. Instinctual self is who we minimize, preferring to be philosophers and scientists, presidents and poets. But it is pure instinctual self which keeps us alive, draws breath without our notice, and makes room for prophets to see God in everything. We thinkers are indebted to the beast inside us, the beast inside others, the animals we call our mothers and fathers driven to fuck. To fuck like apes fuck and tigers fuck and bears fuck. Who would have been just friends if not driven from within to fucking make us happen, bursting forth life gods who struggle every day of their life to find what star they came from, making messy bowel movements so much relief it is pleasure to let instinct save our necks and wipe afterwards as if we had anything to do with it. And we read in the law of Moses that God is a man of war, and also that we are made in God's image. Like when fighting, we reach the zenith of godhood, when my romantic self thinks just the opposite, begging for swords to be beaten into plowshares. Thank you.
Woo!
Yes.
You're amazing, man.
I love that one. You got it all memorized too. Anyway, come on up here, Jesse.
You gotta do that.
That's right. That's right. Here at page 2 poetry. The stage is yours.
Love is the only thing that ever seems to bring daydreams and golden beams, jesters dancing for the king, testers of an elven ring, blessed queens of everything, kings of singing, queens of dreams, queens of lovely trees of leaves, prince of royalty, melatonin melodies, patterns pure electric vibe, magic of the color's eye, truth be seen of what's inside, get your ticket on the ride, gain yourself, retrain your stride, train yourself to look outside, see yourself in others' eyes. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. How about that?
Yeah. That's Jesse.
Thank you, Jesse. Woo, thank you very much. Let's give another round of applause to Jesse. So, are there any more last-minute contenders for the final round?
Come on, last minute contender.
Come on, going once, going twice, 3 times. Oh, looks like it's the end. Our only friend, the end. This has been another round of.
One more.
Oh, it looks like we got one. Coming back to the stage, it's Josh. Josh.
Now,
Absolutely.
this is pretty short. That's pretty short, but hey, you know, what can you say? I got to thinking about what chemical machines we are.
Ooh.
This is called Yeah, Me Too. Yeah, me too. But my chemistry drags me forward. Interactive electrical juices turning me to want, and doubt, and despair. And all I really want is to be the Buddha. Maybe I'll have a drink.
That one choked you up.
Oh, wow. It choked me up. So, yeah, I've given like 2 fake outs now. So, I mean, it's hard, you know. I mean, what's the audience going to think? What are you going to think, YouTube? Is this for real? Oh, yes, actually, it is for real. This is the end. For real, my friend. You know, it's been a really interesting night. You know, it kind of reminds me of those times I ate sloppy joes. You know, it's like very sloppy, very interesting. A lovely, lovely sandwich of poets together. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. Thank you, YouTube. Thank you, Cush. Same time next week. In the heart of Eugene,
Thanks,
Oregon.
James.
You're welcome.